Hey guys, GSP and GSP Talk Sports here. We're talking Champions League round six. So some big matches in Champions League over this week, Tuesday, Wednesday. Getting right into it, we had Bayern versus Sporting. Bayern were second, Sporting were sixth, and I would have predicted a Bayern win and got through with a 3-1 Bayern win. Bayern with 62% possession, 23 shots, 9 on target, so bouncing back really well after their loss to Arsenal. And Sporting with 4 shots, 0 on target. So basically, although Sporting CP took the lead in the second half, but 3 goals in 12 minutes for Bayern was enough to see them remain second. And yeah, basically a comfortable win there for Bayern. So back on track. Atalanta versus Chelsea. Atalanta were 10th. Chelsea were 8th. I predicted a Chelsea win. Got this one wrong. Atalanta with a 2-1 come from behind win. Atalanta 49% possession, 14 shots on target. 14 shots, 4 on target. Chelsea with 10 shots, 5 on target. But Atalanta were the 2-1, and Atalanta basically weathered the storm and deservedly won and held on for the 2-1. Atalanta moved from 10th to 5th, and Chelsea moved from 8th to 13th. Moving on, we had Barca, who were in 18th, versus Frankfurt in 29th. And I predicted a Barca win, got this one correct, sadly. Barca moved from 18th to 15th, and Frankfurt moved from 29th to 30th. So Frankfurt looking like likely to be out there. Barca with 75% possession, 19 shots and 7 on target. And Frankfurt actually scored first, but Barca with a double from Kunde, 2 goals in 3 minutes. Frankfurt could only muster 6 shots, 4 on target though. And Barca getting through with the 2-1 come from behind win. Then we had Inter versus Liverpool. I predicted a Liverpool win, and thank God, Liverpool win. Controversy surrounding Salah being left home. Man he didn't go on the trip, and Liverpool got it done against Inter, who haven't lost in 3 years in Champions League at home. I think it was 19 games. Liverpool with 50% possession, 12 shots, 5 on target. Hard-earned victory. Now, some would say, soft penalty given against Boots with the shirt pull. Defender should not be tugging the man's shirt. Yes, in hindsight, he fell, different to how the tug went. But in the first half, we should have probably had a penalty. Kanate didn't know anything about Kanate or Gravenberch didn't know anything about the ball ricocheting off their hand and going to, who was it, Ekatike, to score the goal. So the first chance, really big chance, was ruled out for handball, and then thank God Sobosai, without Salah there, the normal penalty taker, stepped up and slotted it home. So yeah, is it showing that based on how, it's only one game, so we'll see how it goes in terms of whether Salah is needed or not. Hoping he could find his way back onto the team. Apologize, bro. Yeah. Then PSG Eindhoven, who are in 15th, versus Atletico Madrid in 12th. And PSV moved from 5th. Sorry, and I predicted a draw, and it ended up being a 3-2 Atletico Madrid win. Right? So Atletico moved from 12th to 8th, and PSV Eindhoven moved from 15th to 21st. PSV had taken the early lead though, and Atletico fought back to win this one 3-2. Atletico had 47% possession, 15 shots, 9 on target. So deserved win there for Atletico. Then we had Spurs versus Slavia Prague. Spurs were in 15th, Slavia Prague in 33rd. And I predicted a Spurs win, got this one correct. Spurs winning 3-0. So Spurs doing really well in Europe here. They had 53% possession, 16 shots, 10 on target. Slavia Prague, 12 shots, 5 on target. And Spurs moved from 15th to 11th. Slavia Prague remained 33rd. And for Slavia Prague, it doesn't get any easier. They had to play Barca next. So I think it's basically safe to say Slavia Prague are out. Yeah. Then moving on to the Wednesday matches, we had Bayern Leverkusen versus Newcastle. And I would have predicted a Newcastle win. Got this one wrong. It was a draw 2-2. Newcastle with 13 shots, 5 on target. And Leverkusen with 51% possession, 17 shots, 7 on target. And yeah, and with a 2-2 draw here, doesn't do any side really much favors there, but Newcastle still relatively safe in 12th spot for now. So not too bad. I'm going through the bigger matches actually. Let me just see in case I would have missed any important ones from the Tuesday. Did we go through the Atalanta Chelsea? I think we did, right? Yeah, Chelsea disappointed me there. Monaco 1-0 win over Galatasaray. And Marseille with a big 3-2 over Union Saint-Gilloise. So those were the other significant ones from the Tuesday. Continuing on the Wednesday, we had Benfica. Yeah, Mr. Mourinho, Portuguese man. Benfica were in 31st versus Napoli in 20th. Napoli, surprisingly, seeing real trouble in Europe. And I predicted a Napoli win. Got this one wrong. 2-0 Benfica. Mourinho power away. Benfica moved from 31st to 25th. So climbing up. And Napoli moved from 20th to 23rd. So Napoli in a bit of trouble there. Benfica with 13 shots, 5 on target, 1 on either side of halftime. Basically, they scored their goals. Napoli with 60% possession, 9 shots, but only 2 on target. So, big win there for Benfica, Portuguese side represented. Ajax won their match 4-2, by the way, over Krongbang FK. PSG 0-0 with Athletic Club. And moving on, we had Club Brugge versus Arsenal. So Arsenal first place in Champions League versus Club Brugge, who were 27th. I predicted an Arsenal win, got this one correct. Big 3-0 win for Arsenal. They remain top of the table, and Club Brugge moved from 27th to 31st. Club Brugge with 18 shots, by the way, 7 on target. Arsenal with 51% possession, 20 shots, 11 on target. And basically an easy win for Arsenal here. And they play Inter next, so a big one coming up there for Arsenal next. Moving down, we had Juve versus Parfos FC. Juve were in 22nd, Parfos were in 24th. And I predicted a 2-0 Juve win. Thank God, the Bacchanary got it. Yeah, Forza Juve 2-0 win here. Juve 61% possession, 25 shots, 5 on target. And Parfos 12 shots, 3 on target. So Juve got it done and moving up the table. So well done to Juve Day on the day. And the big one for this round of qualifying Champions League, we had Real Madrid in 6th place versus Man City in 9th place. And I predicted a Real win and pressure. Got this one wrong. 2-1 City win. Real moved from 6th to 7th. So not in any danger per se. City moved from 9th to 4th. City with 12 shots, 8 on target. And Real, although they took the early lead, thank God, they hit the crossbar. Vinny wasted a lot of shots as well. Rodrigo with that goal there. Thank God he got a little something after going through all the problems recently. Real with 52% possession, 16 shots, 1 on target. Yeah, so pressure for Real there. City with 8 shots on target. it was a tough one for Real. Having hit the crossbar, Hendrick, and for Vinny as well. So not a good not a good outing there for Real, trying to get back on track after trouble in the league per se. Yeah, so hopefully they can get back on track over the weekend in La Liga. Yeah. So let me know your thoughts on this week's Champions League, guys. Who's your side? How did they do? And yeah, exciting ones coming up over the weekend back in the respective leagues, and some people are really facing it in Champions League to make it in this top 24 and more so top 8. So don't forget JSP on JSP Talk Sports. Like, share, subscribe, and comment.